Hello and welcome back to Lost Suns. Since I'm finally adding to the UGDF's roster of ships, I thought I'd make a video talking about the designs and my thoughts on them. Before I get into the ships, I should talk a bit about how space combat works in the setting. In Lost Suns, there are two important combat ranges, laser and UREB range, which is around a few thousand kilometers out, and missile range, which stretches out to about 1 light second. While lasers and UREBs can reach much further than their effective range, their range is ultimately limited due to jitter. At a certain distance, the tiniest vibration from the hum of the reactor, or movement caused by internal mass shifting, will cause a shot to miss by hundreds of kilometers. This can be somewhat circumvented through sheer volume of fire, but due to its unreliability, it is seldom seen as a viable option. As of now, I've designed 3 ships to fill specific roles in this combat framework. First of which is the Starforge. It was the first ship I designed for the UGDF, and became kind of the basis for the design language. I was primarily inspired by things like the Stranger Endless, the Paris-class heavy frigate from Halo, and surprisingly, the North Star from Concord. Slim, rectangular hulls intersected by cylindrical sections and scaffolding in the middle. The North Star especially was the inspiration for those pylons in the midsection. Something I wanted to avoid in my ships is the over-greebling you see on some spaceship designs. It just leads to everything blending together and muddles the ship's silhouette. Which is why the ships are mostly smooth paneling to give your eyes space to breathe, with all the detail packed into one place. The Starforge, and by extension the rest of the fleet, also takes some inspiration from the very first ship I designed for the setting, the early Ahnawi cruiser, an ancient combat ship used in the time of the Final Respite. It ended up becoming the basis of future hulls, forever shaping Ahnawi ship designs. You can kind of see that these two ships are related, if distantly. At 780 meters long, with a complement of 120 missile tubes and 2 spinal-mounted ultra-relativistic electron beams, the Starforge fills the role of a multi-mission hull and command ship. The massive sensor array on its nose provides valuable targeting data to other ships within this fleet, with its healthy complement of both missiles and UREBs allowing it massive flexibility in combat. It can engage at range with its armament of missiles, as well as close the distance to engage with UREBs if needed. Despite missiles dominating the battlefield, the UREB holds an important place in it. In orbits around planetary bodies, spaceships are nearly always in range of the closer range weapons used by both sides, so UREBs are most commonly found in use here. Unlike missiles which need multiple hits to disable the shield before killing the hull, UREBs cleave through them both like butter. Something you may have noticed if you watch my Starforge animation, go watch it by the way, is that I have changed the design a bit, primarily by removing their engines. I've since decided to give both the UGDF and Point Watch reactionless drives instead of conventional engines, to better drive the point home that they are hyper-advanced 100,000-year-old civilizations. I've also since changed the design and size of their missile tubes, taking some notes from submarines. I realized that the missiles they had were way too small for the payloads, and for the ranges they were supposed to travel, so they're a lot bigger now. The old design can just stay as an earlier version of the Starforge. The Flare Spire is similar to the Starforge in that it has both UREBs and missiles, though being 697 meters long with a small missile complement and 4 UREBs as opposed to the Starforge's 2. This frame focuses more on agility and maneuverability to engage with its UREBs up close. Its limited long-range capability mainly being used as suppression and for launching anti-missile missiles. It rarely, if ever, runs alone, usually being complemented by ships with more substantial missile armaments to support it from behind. The 571-meter-long Sun Shield is on the other side of the spectrum, lacking any form of close-range weaponry and going all in on missiles, holding 320. It is most commonly paired with the Flare Spire, supplementing its lack of long-range armaments to provide support and take advantage of the directed attention towards the Flare Spire. Its lack of UREBs also gives it the spare energy to mount additional phased laser arrays, providing more point defense against missiles. The Starforge and Flare Spire are designed to have a minimal profile from the front, since most of the time they'll be facing towards the enemy. This helps minimize the chance of it getting hit, increasing the surface area of lasers, as well as increasing the chance of missiles getting deflected. Despite not facing towards the enemy, the Stone Shield shares this design philosophy, so it can use the same manufacturing, repair, and docking facilities as the other ships. All three of these ships lack the capability to cross interstellar space in a timely manner. This is where the Tyrant engines come in. Coming in a variety of forms, Tyrant engines are the heart of interstellar transportation. This one in particular, the UGDF Fragment of Eternity, serves the role of a fleet tender, ferrying ships between stars as well as acting as a mobile dock to conduct repairs. At 9 kilometers long, it can carry 32 Starforgers or 48 Sunshades within its 2 spinal hangars. Despite its role as a carrier, it's not entirely defenseless, possessing a large array of phased laser arrays to intercept enemy missiles that come its way. Due to the nature of its FTL system, the ships it carries need to be stored within its hull to avoid degradation, as well as forcing it to exit out of Terra space every few hundred light years to dump heat from its heat sinks. Despite these drawbacks, it is still much faster than the conventional crunch drives in use by the other nations of the galaxy. Now I kinda made the Terra engine wear its inspiration on its sleeve, mainly the UESC Marathon and the Zidonia. Those ships feel monolithic and have a great sense of scale, something I wanted to convey with the Tyrant engine. To try and help with this sense of scale better, I did try adding some external details, such as an external tram and personal rail system, to help traverse its immense length when conducting maintenance, as well as adding those along the fuel tanks for refueling operations. It's also kind of a reused design, as I took one of the early designs from the Starforge when it had its own FTL drive, and converted it to be used as a carrier, since I still really liked it. Though I did make its Terra engine internal, as well as adding fuel tanks to the side. Hope you let me ramble on about some of my ships. I do still need to make some for Point Watch at the other nations, so look forward to that in the future. I have had some critique about me being hard to understand. I do apologize. My voice and accent aren't really well suited or used to narration. So going forward for these type of videos, I'll be adding closed captions on YouTube. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and see you guys in the next video.